Katie, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
You were with this person for how long, Katie?
At this point, we were together for about 5 years.
Okay. And how'd you find out they were cheating?
I was at work, and my grandmother had called me, wanted to go pick up our son. I said, sure, he's at home with his dad, go ahead. When she got there to pick up the baby, he was in bed with another woman.
Your grandma walked in on him?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Now, was grandma a sweet lady, or is she a grandma that could swing the wooden spoon if need be?
Yeah, she was definitely feisty.
Good.
I love that.
Okay.
Good.
Katie, 1 second. You're in the running. My goodness. Let me go. Christina, good morning. Christina, hello.
Hello.
There we go. Christina, you were with this man for how long?
A little over a year.
Okay. And you found out he was cheating how?
He was supposed to be going to the farm with me so I could ride a few horses.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up saying he had to stay home, and on my way to the farm, I saw him drive by with another girl in the vehicle. So I turned my vehicle around. Once he finally stopped, he admitted to cheating and everything that he had been doing.
What an idiot to drive where you were going to be.
Yes, that was my thought process. He knew where the farm was, so why drive there?
Yeah, okay.
Maybe he wanted me to know.
Oh, he's an idiot.
What an
Okay,
idiot.
Christina, 1 second. You were in the running. Dumb.
Yeah,
What
his
an
loss.
idiot. Let's go in beautiful Bel Air. Amy, good morning.
Good morning.
You're with this man for how long?
At the time, 10 years.
Okay.
Oh my
And we
God.
found out he was cheating how?
So we were in the process of moving, and I decided to be nice and start on his closet, and I found an X-rated photo album that I had made him years ago.
Nice.
And when I picked it up, something fell out of it, and I was like, that's weird. So I look at it, and it was, I say love note, but it was like lyrics to a song, but it was in girl handwriting and everything, and it wasn't mine.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
Did he admit to it?
No, he tried to say it was a family member had made it for him, but
Sure.
obviously that wasn't.
Well, and
the
that's,
case,
and
so.
to his defense, Amy, that's where I would put a family letters note is next to X-rated photos
pics
for
and
sure.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Amy, 1 second. You're in the running. Wait a second. Letitia, good morning.
Good morning.
You were with this man for how long, girl?
For 7 years, on and off for 7 years.
Okay. And what did this mofo do?
So me and my girlfriends every day at the hospital we work at, we always go for lunch together. And so while we're at lunch, we're doing our typical, talk about relationships and everything else. So my girlfriend, who I friended from the job, was stating about the guy that she was dating and how that he wouldn't help her out when her car broke down in front of her house. And so they're going back and forth, and she mentioned his name, and she's like, well, for purposes on the radio, we'll say Tim.
Sure.
So she's like, well, Tim, he wouldn't, help me out. So I was like, oh, I know it's him too. And she's like, oh, and my other girlfriend was like, well, what's the chance of you guys knowing the same guy? And I was like, no, because the guy I'm talking to is in Clinton, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
So she looks at me and she goes, well, the guy I'm talking to is in Clinton, Maryland. And so I was like, well, the guy I'm talking to, he's on Brook Drive. And she said, hold up. She said, is it 123 Brook Drive? And I'm like, yes.
Oh, my God.
Come to find out, we've been sleeping with the same man for 6 years.
Oh, my God.
Girl, that is insane.
He never told her that I had kids. Only thing she knew was that he was a single guy that kind of just, had like different, sexual relationships. But he never told her that he was in a relationship with somebody with that many years.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so when you confronted him, I hope you guys did it together, because that'd be fantastic.
Actually, we did. So she was upset. I mean, we were both physically upset. So
Sure.
what ended up happening was she called him while we was at work, and we're still in the office in our little lunch date. So she calls him, and she's a social worker, and I'm a registered nurse.
Yeah.
So she called him and was like, hey, do you know a Letitia? And he was like, oh, no, I know many different Letitias, but no, not one. He asked her why. He's like, well, And then he goes off and says, well, is that one of your clients because you're a social worker?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, you know Letitia with her kid. And he's like, oh, yeah, her. What about her?
Oh, God.
my-
Wait, so Letitia, he must have known y'all worked in the same
I was
place,
gonna
right?
say.
Yeah, so the hospital we work at is a huge hospital. So he figured that because how big the hospital was, he figured the chances of us both, because we both worked at Peds at the time, he figured that because we worked in a huge hospital, the chances of us working together was slim to none.
Well,
What an idiot.
we found Slim. There. Okay, Letitia,
All right, I'm
1
sorry.
second, you're in the running. That's some divine intervention, though.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like the universe is like, not today. This is not happening anymore.
That is
Wild.
okay. Let me get on beautiful Bel Air. Aaron, good morning.
Good morning.
You're with this man for how long, Aaron?
It was only a couple of months.
Okay.
Thank God.
We found out he was cheating how?
His best friend told me.
Well,
She was a girl's girl, thank goodness. So he had 2 Facebook accounts, and on one, I was his girlfriend, and on the other, it was another girl, and we were blocked off of the opposite accounts, but he had all of the same friends on both accounts. So his best friend pulled me aside and showed me how he had 2 Facebooks,
Whoa.
and on one, I was not his girlfriend.
Whoa.
Oh my
That's
God.
that's like sociopath.
That's
okay.
like, ew.
Yeah.
When you confronted him, did he just own up to it, or what'd he do?
He tried to gaslight me.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then eventually he owned up to it. And, you know,
Yeah.
the past is in the past, but
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't
Okay.
wish him the best.
Okay.
Good,
Yeah.
yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Aaron, 1 second, you're in the running. And shouts to that friend.
Yeah.
It is a
That
girl's
was
girl.
good. That was
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. Let me go. Gabby, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, girl, you're with this man for how long?
We're like together for like a year and a half.
Okay. And we found out he was cheating how?
I walked in and they were asleep on the couch together.
Oh
That's
my
a pretty
God.
good indication.
What'd
Yeah.
you do?
Yeah.
I like couldn't get. I was like out of body experience, and his friend was sitting on the couch. And when I walked in, he turned and goes, "Hey, Gabby," and then he went, "Oh my God," and I was like, "Yeah." And then his friend said, "Before you wake him up, I'm gonna get all my stuff and I'm gonna go." And I was like, "Good idea." And I punched him in the face. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean,
my God.
allegedly, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Wow.
pretty wild.
Yeah.
Again, divine intervention. Gabby, 1 second.
Call
You were
red
in the
handed, yeah.
running. Hold on. Fake name Heather, do you want a voice change or are you fine?
I'm fine.
Okay, girl, lay it on me.
Okay, so my husband was living a complete double life.
How so?
He had another woman and her children, which he at the time was considering, his children or whatever, in another state. And he would tell me that he had to go away for work or whatever when he was actually flying to that state to spend time with his other family. And I found out through Amazon Echo.
How?
Well, you know how they light up and you have a notification?
Yeah.
And I was like, Echo, what are my notifications? And it said, your delivery of half-carat diamond, blah, blah, blah earrings have been delivered.
Oh.
And I was like, what the heck? And so I started just digging around and going through his stuff. He was away, quote, quote, for work at the time.
Yeah.
And then that night, out of nowhere, I get a message through Facebook Messenger from the other woman.
Oh.
Oh, God. Wait, did she know about you the whole time, fake name Heather?
No, so she didn't know about me. I don't know how she found out,
Yeah.
but she sent me all of the screenshots, and this had been going on for years,
That's crazy.
God.
unbeknownst to both her and I. And
Golly.
he had told her he was going to marry her that year.
Hell no.
And he was sending her money and gifts,
Hell no.
sending her children
God.
gifts,
Yeah.
and the whole time I was pregnant with our second child.
Girl.
Aw.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, okay. Fake name Heather, 1 second. You're in the running. Vote for your favorite over text, 99338. Let me just say, men ain't ish.
Hmm.
You know?
Well.
That is Those are insane.
Yeah.
But then, just to tie it back into roses, people ask, like, how's this happen? That is...
Yeah.
Golly. Didn't you, let me bring it up. Didn't you date somebody who had the 2 Facebook thing going? Or is that somebody we knew did that?
So my ex-boyfriend, it said for me that he was my boyfriend, but he had it so that the only people that could see it was myself and him. And so if you looked at his profile, it looked like the relationship thing that didn't show up.
Which, Facebook, come on, man.
And so, like, this was back in, 2017, 2018
Yeah.
when we broke up, and I logged into my best friend at the time's Facebook because they weren't friends on Facebook because they didn't like each other, but he never had blocked her.
Yeah.
So when I looked at his very public profile, because he was very all over the place with it, I could see that he would be, like, tagged and stuff, but I couldn't see it. Like, he made it so specific so that I could only see certain stuff. But I found out he was cheating. I only logged into her profile because I already knew he was cheating because the girl, her Instagram at the time was Dose of Kate, and I had just posted a Dose of Colors picture, which is it's a cosmetic company.
Yeah.
And I had tagged them in a bunch of stuff because I was, like, doing makeup at the time. And so when this girl, Dose of Kate, looked at my profile, I was like, oh, she must work for Dose of Colors. So I went to her profile, and it was all half-naked pictures of her with my boyfriend who lived with me.
Loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.